anything we can do to help you, please let us know.
Thank you.
Gentleman's time has expired. Member questions are now concluded. I want to first thank Secretary Blinken for his testimony, his patience, and his time here today. He has been accessible to this committee, and we look forward to continuing the relationship that we have as we utilize our oversight responsibilities. And as I close, I think it is important to recognize that our actions have consequences. And many times, these actions are not easily reversible. The Trump administration's excluding the Ghani government while legitimizing the Taliban through direct negotiations fundamentally altered the power of the country. The deal the Trump administration struck with the Taliban forced the Afghan government to release 5,000 prisoners. It was a deal that failed to obtain a commitment for a ceasefire or a commitment to not attack the Afghan government, and that failed to obtain a commitment from the Taliban to separate from al-Qaeda. In exchange, the Trump administration agreed to withdraw all of our troops, to include all non-diplomatic personnel, by May 2021. There was a consequence to this agreement, and consequences to the policy decisions that were made throughout the 20 years our military was deployed in Afghanistan. When I first became chair of this committee, I said that the American foreign policy is in desperate need of humility, and that includes understanding the limits of U.S. military intervention. And at the start of this hearing, I cited how many Americans were killed over 20 years of war in Afghanistan. But that alone doesn't capture all the full human cost. Those numbers don't capture the family members and friends forever changed by this conflict. It doesn't capture the suffering endured by Afghan civilians trapped in the middle of a civil war. The costs of war are immeasurable, and not just the human toll. Last year alone, resulted in 17 veteran suicides a day on average. We cannot ask our service members to fight overseas without a clear, winnable objective. As members of Congress, this is our responsibility. In the weeks and months to come, we will continue our oversight of Afghanistan and take a sober look on how we got here for over 20 years of war and how we can prevent making the same mistakes. I also would be remiss if I didn't say thank you after 20 years to all of our military and all of DOD. Thank you to the State Department and all of our diplomats there. Thank you to USAID, USAGM, the Department of Homeland Security, the DEA, the CIA, the Department of Agriculture, the Department of Justice, the Department of Commerce, and of course, our Afghan allies who stood side by side with us for 20 years. I want to thank each and every one of them. This is not the end. We will conduct, as I've stated earlier, continue our oversight responsibilities, bringing in individuals from the past administrations as we completely oversee and look back and forward to what has been and should be and will be in the future. And with that, this hearing is adjourned.